I just wanted to share one more insight from the first chapter of Genesis. And it's a very simple insight, and yet I think it's just so encouraging. The insight is that God loves life. Some words stood out to me in verse 20, where we see truly an explosion of life. So before then, we see light and darkness and the atmosphere, the heaven. We see the earth and the seas and the celestial bodies. So all of these are inorganic, right? So they're not living creatures yet. And then we see on the fifth day, God said, let the waters swarm with swarms of living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth and across the expanse of the heavens. And then, of course, we see all the sea creatures and birds. And then in day 6, we see creatures on land, and then eventually man and woman. But just this picture of let them swarm with swarms. Just how rich our world is, and how God loves life. And then, interestingly, so when he first creates, he creates swarms to swarm, in the atmosphere and in the seas and on land. And then he tells those swarms, those crowds of living creatures and all of their sounds, just imagine all of a sudden you hear whales and birds and animals, mammals crying out and calling out in different ways. And then he says, be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth. And so even the explosion that already happened of life, he's saying more life. And that's who our God is, and he loves life. And then look at the very end of the first chapter, and the 31st verse, it says, and God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. When we look at our world, sometimes we can be discouraged by sin, by pain. Things just aren't what they should be. We live through wars, we live through political manipulations and instabilities and sicknesses and death. And it's just encouraging, and I want you to be encouraged and remember that in the midst of it, God's heart and what God loves is life. And when he sees us, when he sees even the animals, he says, be fruitful. He says, multiply, live, fill the earth. And for us, also have dominion, steward, and manage. I just hope that this is an encouragement today, that God loves life, and we can look out and we can look in and we can say, life is good.